Welcome back to another reading of The End of Olympians Hub, dear researchers. Today we're going to be reading Meeting of the Minds, yet again with an unknown author. Now without further ado, Meeting of the Minds. Mazapag sat in the sterile briefing room, her expression of slightly nervous boredom mirrored by Fritz, Cyrus, and Kultzen. Kratos stood at the front of the room's only table, fiddling with a black projector. "Just a moment, guys. Sorry, the damn thing conked out on me right as we started." Director Cyrus shot him a withering glare. "I hope that this briefing is important enough to have used 45 minutes of my time. Some of us have places to be, Mr. Byron." Okay, I think this'll work." A click, then a whir, and an image began to be projected onto the wall. Jumping up from the ground, Kratos scrambled to stand beside the projection. "Now, is everyone ready?" Cyrus grumped. "Get on with it, we're busy people." "Right, here we go." Kratos clicked a button, and the image of a rather large steel cube began to be projected. "This is the telekill alloy that Mazapag recovered from the Prometheus ruins. We've got about a ton of it in the research labs." A series of nods and murmurs of assent echoed from the assembled audience. Another click. This time it was a picture of a young man grasping his head, with a nasty-looking older guy behind him. "This is, a visual aid for what telepathy is. Someone can mess with your mind and—" Cyrus harumphed again. "Boy, get to the point and don't insult our intelligence. I'm sure everyone here knows what telepathy is." "Sorry, sir. Moving on." Another click. A man wearing a metal helmet was grinning at the camera. "From the notes Mazapag recovered, as well as our own research, we've determined that telekill alloy is able to block telepathy. This could have great research applications for our telepathic anomalies." The projector clicked off and Kratos flipped on the lights. "Now, I propose we allocate funding to this project since the impact on containment for telepathic anomalies could be huge." Cyrus stared at him, moving his lips from side to side as he thought. "You make a very adequate case, Bowen. Well, the object does. Approved." "You sure you know what you're doing?" Mazapag slouched in her plastic mess seat and stared square at Fritz. "You guys seem like you're moving kind of fast through all this stuff." Fritz took a bite of his spaghetti. "Besides, guys know what we're doing. All the proper tests have been done and I can trust Kratos." Mazapag rolled her eyes. "Just like you trusted him with the corn?" "Never mind." He picked up his tray and began stalking out. "I have to, go. More tests to do." A patrol vehicle made the slow turn around the darkened road, making its way back towards the site. Mazapag squinted to see the road as Kultzen silently sat next to her. Not a single word had been uttered since they had left the site. "So, Kultzen, ol' HK, what do you think of this telekill business?" He grunted in an affirmative way. Mazapag glanced over to Kultzen, then back to the road. "Nobody seems to care about any kind of foresight. It's all full steam ahead all the time."
"It's an important project. Even if they're enthusiastic, I'm sure Commander Willie and Director Cyrus have them under control."
Psh. Mazapag drummed her fingers on the steering wheel. "I'm pretty sure Fritz is too busy with Cassie to supervise whatever Kratos does."
"Are you still going on about him and SCP-085? We've been over this."
"Yeah, we've been over it. But you don't seem to get it.
Fritz spends so much time with Cassie, it's really starting to interfere with his other projects. I mean, the other day he slipped up and called me Cassie.
Coulson turned to the window.
That's slightly odd, but we ought to give him more slack. He was very on point about organizing the Prometheus cleanup operations.
You're just offending him because you're his favorite.
Can we just finish this patrol without an argument?
I feel like I'm being completely sidelined here, you know?
Mazepag looked up to Credo, who was standing on a scaffold about 20 feet overhead. He was drilling another sensor into the big, shimmering cube that took up most of the research floor. "I'm sorry, did you say something?" he shouted, peering down over the guardrails at Mazepag. She sighed.
Never mind, just hurry up and finish.
He shrugged.
"Finished now, I think."
Mazepag watched as he made his way down the scaffold, taking the stairs around the massive cube and eventually reaching the floor with her. Wiping his brow, he hung his safety goggles on a wall-mounted peg.
"So, wanted to talk about something?"
Yeah.
Mazepag leaned against the wall.
Wanted to talk to you about the telekill stuff, what you'd learned about it so far.
Credo beamed.
"Well, lots of things. You know that it measures HRC 39 on the Rockwell hardness test? It can, it has similar properties to platinum in some... Give me a minute."
He scrunched his eyes together, bringing his fingers to his temples. Mazepag placed her hand on his shoulder.
Hey, don't sweat it. You've been working too hard.
I just don't want this one to fail, you know? Every other thing I've worked on either got decommed or destroyed somehow, and I can't let this one go the same way.
Mazepag nodded and squeezed his shoulder.
Hey, it's all right. I'm sure the project will go great.
He wiped his eyes.
I just want something I do to have an impact. Work all damn day just to see whatever I was working on crushed or burned or whatever. If I can avoid fucking up just this once, maybe I won't be a joke anymore.
She released his shoulder.
I should let you get back to working then.
Credo nodded.
Thank you.
Turning, he donned his safety goggles and ascended the scaffolding. He would work on through the night. Site 19, Director Cyrus flipped through the telekill proposal. It all seemed to be in order, all the T's crossed and I's dotted. Only thing left to do would be long-term effect testing. But that could probably be done during a provisional approval process. Couldn't hurt to let them get started right away. Krato and the other researchers were chomping at the bit for funding, and the less they came to him whining, the more time he would have. Approved. He tossed it into the outgoing document pile and moved to another project. And with that, we've reached the end of our reading, dear researchers. Thank you very much for coming. Apologies for the dearth of videos this week. It's not being well. It's no good. But either way, we'll have, of course, the Wonders Library out tonight. Then I guess we'll be back immediately with End of Olympians, and then we'll be back to reading normal SCPs in their normal time slots. Either way, thank you very much for coming. It's been an honor reading for you. Good luck out there, and I hope to see you all next time.